Hey, welcome to the Language Exchange channel. I'm Anna and today we're talking about state verbs. Let's get started. So here we'll explain what state verbs are. We'll show you how to use them. We'll also give you lots of examples and we'll finish with a quiz to check what you've learned. We can separate English verbs into two groups, state verbs and action verbs. Most verbs are action verbs. And of course, action verbs describe actions. So verbs like go, kick, watch, rain are all action verbs. And we can use them in any tense we want: past, present, future, perfect, passive, continuous, etc. Yes, but state verbs are different because we don't usually use them in the continuous tenses. That's it. We don't use state verbs in tenses that use the ing form, such as the present continuous and the past continuous. Right. Now you're probably thinking, what kind of verbs are the state verbs? Well, there are three main types. The first type is verbs that describe feelings and attitudes, such as love, hate, like, and prefer. Here's an example. What's this music? I like it. In that example, I'm talking about my feelings now, but I don't say I'm liking it. I'm liking would be wrong. The general rule is use the present simple for verbs of feelings, like love, like, and hate. Now for the second type of state verbs, that's verbs of thinking. So verbs like think, know, believe, understand, remember. Here are some examples. I believe Andrew's living in Japan now. Do you remember if he's married? Good. In this example, I'm using the present simple tense with the verbs believe and remember. You can't use them in the continuous. And the third group of state verbs are verbs that describe senses. Verbs like see, smell, taste, hear, and sound. Another example. What are you eating? It smells delicious. I don't say it's smelling delicious. Exactly. That would be wrong because the smell is a state verb. And as well as these three main types, there are some other common state verbs, for example, have, on, belong, want, need, mean, cost, seem, appear, and wish. Well, that's quite a lot of verbs to remember, but one way to decide if a verb is a state verb is to ask yourself, does it describe an action? That's a good tip. And if the answer is no, it doesn't, then it's probably a state verb. A few verbs can have two meanings. In one meaning, they are an action verb, so you can use them in the present continuous. For example, Mick looks like his sister. Mick's looking at his sister. Mick looks like his sister. Looks is a state verb. We're talking about Mick's appearance, not his actions. But in the second example, Mick's looking at his sister, Mick's doing something. So in this sentence, look is an action verb. Another verb with two meanings like this is the verb have. For example, I have a cat, but I'm having a bath. And think. Listen, I think you're right, but I'm thinking of going to Spain And all the sense verbs can have two meanings too. Another example, can you see that man? I'm seeing the doctor. Right. Now, do you remember that I said it's wrong to say I'm liking it because it's the present continuous? Well, you might hear this sentence in very informal spoken English, or you might hear I'm hating this movie or I'm loving your work, but only in very informal conversations. Now it's quiz time. Are these sentences correct or not? Number 1, do you prefer jazz or rock music? And that's correct. Prefer is a state verb, so we use the present simple tense. Do you prefer blah blah blah? Well done. Number 2, are you belonging to the football club? That's not correct. Belong is a state verb. We have to say, do you belong, not are you belonging. Number 3, I'm having lunch with Kate today. And that's correct. Have is an action verb here, so it's fine to use the present continuous tense. In this sentence, I'm having means I'm eating. Well done if you got them all right. Thanks for watching, and you can have some more English practice watching some other videos. I'll leave the link in the description. Remember to like this video and subscribe to practice with us every week. See you soon!